Okay, so those of us that are working on our Super Spring Break project, this is an example of what your budget could look like as you're working on it. Okay, so there's a few items, obviously list items. So you're going to put the actual uh, name of what it is, and then you're going to find the cost, and then you're going to add the taxes and the fees. Okay, so those values you should be able to get right off the website. What you do want to be sure of is that you're using formulas within your spreadsheet, because part of this project is to be able to effectively use a spreadsheet. And so what you want to do is to tell the computer to add your cost with your taxes and your fees to create your value. So if I click on the cell, I should be able to see your formula is in there. Okay, so all of these values on the totals column, every one of these should be created by using a formula of one sort or another. Okay, so for example, here's my food category, and I'm using that sum formula to add up all of my food items. Okay, now at the bottom, you'll notice that I've got my entertainment total here, and I haven't added much stuff in there, just my lift tickets, and I'm in the process of adding what things I might go shopping for. This is a handy thing that you may want to do, is to make sure that you're going to add up the totals of all of the expenses you have. Okay, so this is one where I selected multiple, and if I click on here, it'll tell me which things are being added. So if I just click up there, now you can see that I'm adding my transportation total, my accommodation total, my entertainment total, and that's giving me everything here. And now I've got this handy little amount showing here, and this kind of gives me an idea of how much money do I have left to spend. So if I click on this one, you can see that it's straightforward. It's my budget of $10,000, and it's subtracting the amount that I've spent so far, and it just gives me a running total. So if I added in an amount, say I wanted to spend, oh, I don't know, $500 shopping, I can do that, and it's automatically updating every amount as I do that. Okay. Now, obviously, I want that one to be a formula. So let's say I went to here and I said, okay, I'm going to spend $500. And if I know this is British Columbia, but for my purposes, my taxes are going to be, for this case, to figure out the tax amount, I'm going to take my value here. Again, multiply it by 0.13. Oops. I'm going to make sure I hit my multiply button, then 0.13 and enter. And I can see that on $500, I've got $65 in tax. And then for here, I will hit this equals this plus this. And there we go. And it's automatically, as soon as I get my formula in here, it automatically adjusts everything else there. Okay, so the last thing, I'm just going to delete those amounts because they're kind of fake. The last thing I want to point out is that I've got links here so that when you find a price, you're going to link directly to the actual amount. And that will take you to a new tab and show you exactly what the cost was and where you got your information from. So this is kind of like your record keeping here and a place to keep track of everything that you went to. So ideally, you've got that ideal day planned out with your restaurants and everything else, and you're having a little bit of fun with that. I hope that helps to help set up your budget page.